Coming up on Mustang News, a new program on campus is giving students some extra food money.
We have the story of a young man whose disability does not get in the way from doing what he loves. We caught up with his dad.
Also, we sent out our reporters this Valentine's Day to check out the trends for the romantic holiday.
Broadcasting live from Cal Poly in beautiful San Luis Obispo, this is Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to this week's 30-minute edition of Mustang News. I'm James Hayes.
And I'm Michael Frank. Here are your top stories from around San Luis Obispo. CalFresh, also known as SNAP or food stamps, is a program where students can apply to get extra food money. Elena Wasserman reports on why this is an important program for Cal Poly students.
It is important to bring this program to Cal Poly because our estimates suggest that there are at least 6,000 Cal Poly students that are food insecure, and food insecurity means anxiety over acquisition of food, inability to acquire food, or actual hunger.
Dr. Nazmi and I wrote a paper that showed that on average, college students, there's 40% of them are food insecure compared to the national average of food insecurity, which is about 12 to 17%. So it's much higher in college students. There's kind of a stigma with college food insecurity. College students are expected to just be poor and eat top ramen and not have access to food. And we're trying to decrease that stigma. We want students to eat healthy.
For me, I think if I had to stress about groceries every week on top of midterms and the quarter system and everything else that's going on, I can't even imagine trying to fit that into my schedules.
The average CalFresh recipient and the average SNAP recipient or participant, the average individual receives about $125 to $150 for food a month. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that for the average college student, $150 a month is a lot for food money.
To find out more, their drop-in hours are Mondays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Health Center in room 173B, or email them at calfreshhelp805@gmail.com.
One fraternity used a Valentine's Day photo shoot to fundraise for first-generation college students. Lambda Phi Epsilon hosted the shoot to raise money for scholarships at the Summer Institute program. The program is 3 weeks long, and its goal is to help prepare first-generation or low-income college students for their first year at Cal Poly. Students who attend the Summer Institute program apply for the scholarship, and a winner is selected by the end of the program. Aerospace engineering senior Alvaro Rodriguez is a past winner of the scholarship.
Recipient of one of the scholarships that are handed out in Summer Institute, and it honestly helped me get through my first year without going into that much debt or having to stress out my parents too much.
Lambda Phi Epsilon says they will have more fundraising events in March in the UU Plaza. Now, it was Valentine's Day on Tuesday. Nate Elverman found out how single Cal Poly actually is.
It's Valentine's Day here at Cal Poly, and we went around to see if love is really in the air. What do you guys overall think of Valentine's Day? Yay or nay, or?
I think it's really cute when you have someone to share it with.
But what if you don't? Is that just like a downer? Or is it depressing?
It's a reminder that you don't have somebody, but if you have your friends, that's cool.
What do you guys say to those who are celebrating Valentine's Day?
It's a great holiday.
Yeah, good
Love
for
each
you.
other.
Good for you for having a bae. I don't have a bae.
We don't have one.
We don't have baes.
Is there a reason why?
We're very closed off people.
Yeah.
How so? Do you care to explain that?
No. I don't know.
No. All right, just keeping it personal, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Closed off.
Closed off. Okay.
I think it's fabulous. I mean, it's like a way to spread love. Like my mom, I love spending Valentine's Day with my mom, my grandma. I also am dating someone, even though they can't spend Valentine's Day with me today. You can kind of just spend it with whomever you want. So, even if you have someone or you don't, it's still great.
What are you doing with your long-term relationship today?
We're basically just FaceTiming at night. I don't know, probably watching a show or something on Netflix. That's all we can do.
Well, I don't have a Valentine, so that's, I guess, number one reason, but yeah.
How is that a big bummer for you, or is it just
another Tuesday for me?
Just another Tuesday.
Coming up on Mustang News after the break.
Cal Poly students and San Luis Obispo residents came together to celebrate the 60th annual Chinese New Year banquet.
The Lion Dance team performed at this year's Chinese banquet. The captain talks about what it's like to be inside.
And find out how you can start your application to join Cal Poly's student government.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Joseph Cornelius was diagnosed with severe cerebral palsy at birth, which has kept him in a wheelchair his whole life. Even with his condition, his father, John Cornelius, has found a connection with him.
You gonna keep going, Luke? You gonna keep going? All right.
A man named Joseph Cornelius. He's 22 years old, and he has cerebral palsy, so he isn't able to run or walk, but what he and his dad like to do is they like to compete in triathlons and marathons, in which Joseph's dad will push him in a stroller.
He's my son, and he's my best buddy in the whole world. So we've done several marathons, a ton of half marathons, triathlons, 10Ks, 5Ks. We practice all the time.
John's told me before, when he's going up a hill, it doesn't even feel like he's pushing anyone. He tells me that Joe's pulling him.
It's hard to explain, but as soon as you start pushing him, you're just on autopilot because he's that happy. You see the smiles on Joseph, but on their shirts it says 26.2 miles of smiles. That's everybody. That's people pushing him uphill, downhill, mile 1 to mile 26. I don't know how he does what he does. He can't talk, he can't walk, and he's brought so much to so many, and awareness to so many challenged, individuals and families. So he's pretty. I'm pretty blessed to have him, like his dad. So very lucky. So.
Tune in next week to find out what a Cal Poly Senior project has turned into for Joseph and John Cornelius.
Applicants are out for next year's ASI President and ASI Board of Directors positions. There's a total of 28 available seats on the ASI Board of Directors, including at least 3 seats for every specific college. Applicants need to complete several documents and need to attend mandatory informational meetings. The entire application process is available online through the ASI website. Students have until February 24th at 4 p.m. to apply. Cal Poly's Chinese Students Association held its 60th annual Chinese New Year banquet in Chumash Auditorium Saturday evening. CSA President Jason Liu says the event was a great chance for people to come together and share Chinese culture.
I think
What's so great about Chinese New Year banquet is that people of different backgrounds, different experiences are able to come together one night and share what Chinese New Year is all about through our lion dance team, our play that's based on Chinese prophecies and stories. And it's a great way just to call each other family and spend a night together.
The night included traditional performing groups like the Lion Dance. Reporter Megan Shellong sat down with Captain Theodore Tan to learn what it's like to be inside the lion.
So being in the lion is a very physical feat. Lion dance in general is a lot of martial arts skill. Only usually the best of a martial arts school will ever be under a lion. So under the lion, especially as a tail myself, there are two people. There's a head and a tail. Usually the head is more agile and quick, while the tail is usually more heavy and strong. Being a tail, it's really warm under the lion and you can't see anything. It's super sweaty, but really it's worth it in the end of the day. Being the tail, it's kind of like being the support of the head, and I kind of feel like that ended up translating into my daily life with my friends, where I always try to support them, and it's kind of helped me become a little bit of a better person, because, you know, how else, what's a better way to live than, you know, helping other people?
The Lion Dance team practices weekly. If interested in joining, contact calpolycsa@gmail.com.
In an effort to create a more vibrant queer community in San Luis Obispo, the Loves a Drag show took place Wednesday night at Metro Brewing Company. For a $5 cover, attendees watched the drag queens of San Luis Obispo strut their stuff on a small stage in the packed bar. The queens lip-synced songs while the crowd cheered and threw money at them. Hosted by Slow Queerdos, the queens and organizers of Loves a Drag said the event was held to introduce the drag community to Slow.
My style is just have fun with it. Drag is, for me, is about fun and art and creativity. So if you can be funny, if you can be sexy, whatever you want to be, but my thing that I'm good at least is being an idiot. So
you can't put it in a box, and you can't have this idea or expectation of what it is, because it could be anything.
According to the queens, drag is about making fun of gender norms and being whoever you want to be on stage. Dominguez said that Slow Queerdos wants to put on more shows in the coming months.
With controversy surrounding President Trump's executive order, the Kennedy Library is holding an exhibit to educate the public about the history of the U.S. targeting a certain ethnic group. Connor McCarthy reports.
Over the past 2 months, protests erupted around the country against President Trump and policies he's proposed. In the wake of Trump's executive order banning travelers from predominantly Muslim countries, the Kennedy Library is holding the Nisei exhibit. Catherine Trujillo is the exhibit curator for the library.
We developed this exhibit a little further just to address those modern concerns of a possible Muslim registry.
Walking through the first floor community gallery in the library, replica name tags of Japanese internees hang with wishes for humanity under papier-mâché cherry blossoms. Posters hang on the adjacent wall explaining the Nisei project. Professor of Ethnic Studies Gracie Ye helped organize the exhibit and wants students to know Cal Poly wasn't immune to Executive Order 9866.
It could be them, or could be their friends or roommates.
Continuing through the showing, names of Cal Poly students interned during World War II are displayed with their age, major, and picture. Over 30 students, along with over 450 Japanese Americans living on the Central Coast, were sent to camps across the United States.
And before the internment, there was huge amounts of anti-Japanese legislation, anti-Japanese sentiment, discourses of fear.
Yea is hoping students will walk through this gallery and see this from America's past and encourage a never-again mentality, like how she's seen with her students in her Asian American Cultural Studies class.
Students themselves are making the connection between the present and the past, and how much parallelism there is between these two moments.
The exhibit will hold a closing ceremony on February 17th, 2 days before the 75th anniversary of the signing of the executive order, with remarks from local Buddhist and Muslim leaders. Connor McCarthy, Mustang News.
The closing ceremony will be held in the community gallery on the first floor of the library at 4 p.m. this Friday.
Love was in the air at the ASI Craft Center this week. Connor McCarthy caught up with some florists during a Create Your Own Bouquet event.
Stop me from believing in the power of the gold cost is a piece of my soul. Oh, so let it go.
We put this event on because Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and we want to give students just like a fun craft activity to be able to take home to their loved ones or keep for themselves, either or.
I'm headed down the West Coast.
I love it. It's so safe. Honestly, this was so needed. Like with midterms and roommate drama and whatnot, it's so nice just to like get away and do something that we don't normally do. Being around plants is just so nice because it's so natural and just so pure and beautiful, and just I feel like what life is supposed to be, just helping you grow and appreciating the like natural things.
ASI said about 200 people attended, and they plan on holding a similar event next year.
Coming up after the break, I'll have your Mustang News weather report. Stay tuned.
America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Welcome back to your Mustang News weather report. My name is Allison Martinez. To get started with your weather, we're going to look at the North County. Temperatures are going to be cooler. The warmest going to be in San Luis Obispo at the high of 61. And looking at your South County, we're still going to have those cool temperatures. The more inland you are, the cooler it is. We have Orca and Vandenberg at a high of 58, and then Guadalupe and Arroyo Grande at the warmest temperatures of a high of 61. Looking at your beaches, again, it's going to be cool temperatures. If you are looking to go to the beach, you probably will want to go to Avila Beach, Pismo Beach, or Oceano with a high of 61. And for your 5-day forecast, it's going to be a wet weekend. We have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with rain. The highest temperature is going to be 64 on Friday, which is tomorrow, and we will have some sun on Sunday. And again, we're going to have that rain on Monday. That's it for your weather report. My name is Allison Martinez. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Allison. Coming up after the break, the Mustangs take on alumni in their annual baseball game.
And then the tennis team sweeps LMU at Mustang Courts.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. but you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
This is why you took a second job. Why you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. Why you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hello and welcome back to Mustang News. I'm Brian Robbins and here are the sports updates for this week. Baguette Stadium welcomed back former baseball players for its annual alumni baseball game. The current baseball team rallied from a 4-0 deficit to beat the alumni 7-5. Last season's star John Schutneck hit a home run for the alumni in the second inning, setting them up by 4 points. Cal Poly began to hit their mark during the 6th and 7th inning and stayed that way for the rest of the game. The Mustangs play 10 of their first 11 games on the road this season, starting tomorrow against Cal. Cal Poly was also successful on the Mustang courts this week, sweeping LMU 7-0. The first round of the matchup was doubles. LMU fought hard, but the Mustangs prevailed. Corey Pang and Ben Donovan won their singles match 6-4 that game, and then that gave them enough momentum to sweep 6-0 in singles play. Last season, they made it to the Big West Finals, but lost against UC Santa Barbara. The tennis team returns to action Saturday at 10 a.m. to host Pacific at Mustang Courts. Looking ahead to this weekend's action in Cal Poly sports, women's basketball faces Long Beach State tonight at 7 in Mott Gym. The Mustangs are 9-14 overall and are coming off back-to-back wins against UC Irvine and Cal State Fullerton. Softball will be at Cathedral City this weekend. On Friday, they face Central Florida and 6th-ranked UCLA. Baseball kicks off their season with a 3-game series at Cal Berkeley this weekend. And on Saturday, women's basketball is at home against UC Irvine at 4 p.m. And then immediately after, men's basketball will face off against Hawaii at 7 p.m. Men's basketball is looking to build off their win against Cal State University Northridge on Wednesday. Mustang Game Day, our hour-long sports show, is returning before men's basketball faces Hawaii this Saturday. Anchors Ayrton Ostley and Joe Schutz will be interviewing coaches and athletes on the desk and will preview Saturday's showdown. You can tune in to Game Day live on mustangnews.net or gopoly.com. That's all we have for sports this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up after the break, a Cal Poly club hosts a free event on campus.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt. There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt. There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Students got a taste of rhythm and hip hop at free event hosted by Cal Poly's Music Production Union.
I'm passionate about hip hop. Well, I mean, at least for me alone, it's something that's like giving me an outlet of like you know, where I mean, it's a little cheesy to say it's where I let out my frustrations and whatnot, but I mean, like, it's a place where I can like be creative without boundaries. You can be free, you can be creative, and you can have a lot of fun. And like because of that, it just empowers you to love it. So just culture, there's all these people that you can like hang out with, you can meet, you can grow as a person. It's definitely helped me grow. I probably wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for hip hop.
For more information on the event, visit mustangnews.net.
Looking forward to upcoming events in San Luis Obispo. Singer Darlene Love will be performing at the Pack Pavilion this Saturday night. Doors will open at 8 p.m. Southern California beach rock band The Growlers will perform at the Fremont Theater this Sunday night. Doors will open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 8 p.m. And on Thursday, February 23rd, the Los Angeles duo The Palms will be playing at Slow Brew. The event will run from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. James, what are you up to this weekend?
Oh, this weekend, you know, just kind of enjoying the 4-day weekend, trying to stay a little dry. You know, it's going to be a wet one this weekend, so stay in, maybe hang out with the cats at my house, and, you know, just really enjoy the weekend.
Definitely, definitely. I think I might be going to the movies, and now that I know Valentine's Day has passed, it's going to be great to just hang out with some friends.
Oh, yeah, totally.
All right, well, that's all the news that we have for you this week. For more stories, log on to mustangnews.net. I'm Michael Frank.
And I'm James Hayes. Have a good weekend, Cal Poly.